Welcome back, everyone. We're here again, Hype Shoutcasting. My name is Boba Joe, and I'm here with my good friend Boba Jack. How are you doing, man?
Hello, everybody. I'm doing okay-ish. I've had better days, but it should be fine. So yeah, feeling a little bit under the weather, but of course this the game that is so important for 7 a.m. So I thought, you know what, I'll pull all the strings and do everything I can to make sure I can hype up this game for 7 a.m. versus the Scuttle Squad for Elements Academy team.
What
Of
a
course, they
what a
need to win
man!
this one to not get memed on.
Yeah, both definitely want to win this for 7 a.m. It's of course they are last in the standings, 0-6 at the moment. If they lose it, it will be 0-7 a.m., which is of course the meme they absolutely do not want to have on their hands. And on the other side, you have Scuttle Squad, who was kind of thought they would never make it out here, out of this bracket. But they actually can, since I believe Echo Zulu lost against Starline Gaming today. If
Okay.
they are able to win this one and win their match at 4 against Echo Zulu, then they are through. Then they sneak the spot from Echo Zulu. So they definitely want to win this match against 7am if they want to have a shot at that scenario. Because, of course, Echo Zulu will be a very hard match for them. But if they win, if they actually manage to lose this one, it doesn't even matter anymore.
So, but Echo, wait. Okay, yeah, no, I understand. But Echo Zulu beat Starling Gaming, so then it doesn't matter.
Did they?
It's according to Leaguepedia or Gamepedia. They won, yeah.
Well, rip.
Rip.
And I
So
get the
then,
wrong info. I got the inside man fired now.
so then it's just about so between 7 a.m. and Scuttle Squad, it's basically a question of
Who gets to
who's
meme the other team?
I guess. Oof, and it rhymes. So we got a double win.
So
Meme
it's
the
true.
other team.
Who gets to be the meme lord? That's basically the prize you get from this match. Where of course these two teams, you always want to get a win on the stage, right? But I hope that since there is not much on the line, we will get to see some wacky picks in the draft.
I hope to see some crazy things. Of course, it's always kind of a thing where if like the top two of the top three teams play each other, it's always going to be interesting. But if the bottom three teams play each other, it's also most of the time going to be interesting because the levels are closer. Whereas if first place plays last place, it's always going to be more of a first place is probably just going to take this away. So it could very well be a very interesting game, and let's hope for 7am that they find the win so they can at least find one like the main team did in the Belgian league on the last
That
match.
would be a great meme for like the two hands grabbing each other, like Academy 7am main team,
First
not
win,
getting
the last game.
not getting only losses in the in the competition. So they really got to do it in this last match.
Are there any crazy picks that we can expect here from either side in this upcoming draft, or is it more
Well,
going to be
I'm praying to see Gabush's Shaco from 7am, of course. It hasn't been banned last time around. He didn't play it either, so he maybe didn't have enough faith in the solo queue pick in this, of course,
But
team match. But now maybe it's just pull out all the stops, go what you love to play, and just style on the haters with the clown. You know,
style on the haters with the clown. You heard it
dab
here
on dab
first.
on
I
them,
mean,
do the worm
if
while you're
there
invisible.
to the worm boys, if there are gonna be any crazy picks, I'm expecting Scuttle Squad to come out with more. I'm expecting there's a bigger chance in my opinion for Scuttle Squad to come out with crazy picks because if they win or lose, it doesn't really change anything. But for 7am, it does because if they lose, then they lose everything, and if they win, then they have a win.
That is
So
true.
for
And
them, it's more important to actually win this game, even though they don't really get anything out of it. it's going to be really important for their mental to actually come out on top, going into the summer split of the Open Tour. Of course, we're talking about the fact that they haven't been able to win anything in these playoffs, etc. But they made it to playoffs, so they're at least that's a strong performance in itself.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, it is always going to be one team that is on the lowest side of the bracket. It has to be someone. But you just don't want to be the team that doesn't win anything. You want to get that one win in, just as the main team did to Genk. So let's see if Four Elements can be the Genk of of the Open Tour.
Let's see if they are going to be the king of the Open Tour. Exactly. We are playing on 11.5. Xaragonas. I'm not sure if he's playing today. I'm not 100% sure who Izoyu is. I don't know what that is. Xaragonas' second name, but anyways, if he is playing, he has Xin in his repertoire. But alas, it all doesn't matter what I'm saying because it's 11.5 and Xin hasn't been buffed yet.
Well,
but I was gonna say
the old
he has
Xin was
Xin, so for future reference, it's important.
You could play him AP still. It's just not gonna be very good,
That's true. It's gonna be a bit eh. But
I would be a fan. I really hope that with the buffs, AP Xin will be a thing. I'm just still not sure if it's gonna be a burst Xin, since all of his skills scale with AP. Now, even his ultimate scales with 110% AP, which is like a lot. So maybe we'll see some crazy things like as in jumping in, one-shotting someone while smacking everyone away.
But that's on 11.6, right?
That's on 11.6. So maybe for the next
Open Tour
or the final games will be
final
played
games. Final games might be played on
like final of Open Tour. AP's in the mid lane, just the lanes in, jumping on on the poke mages.
Could be relatively interesting, actually. Game should be starting, or draft, sorry, should be starting in 2 to 3 minutes. So very soon going to be jumping into that one. Of course, on the side of 7 a.m., Sad has Fiora, which in my opinion is a bit of a crazy pick as well. Doesn't really get picked up that much. But as I said, I'm expecting Scuttle Squad, if anyone's going to come out with some wonky picks, I'm expecting Scuttle Squad to do so. But if you look over at Scuttle Squad's lineup right now and the champions that they like to play, there's not really a lot of champions in there that are crazy or weird. I guess jungle-wise, Nunu and Kha'Zix aren't really played a lot, and it could be interesting to see one of those be picked up once again, aside from and not another Hecarim Udyr game, which is basically 99% of the jungle games lately.
Maybe Kiana on the mid lane for Jenny. It's played sometimes, but not
then
that
you would
much.
Need something like a Lilia in the jungle to compensate, I guess.
Like the only player that I really remember playing it a lot was Dreamsy in the last year's Belgian League. He was like the Kiana player of.
He had like 2 or 3 champions that he liked to play, and Kiana was definitely one of them, and he played it really well. Kiana, Yasuo, Diana was, I think, one as well. The melee bursters, but mostly AD burst mid laners. So Diana was kind of an outlier. Anyways, he's not playing today, so that doesn't really matter. We're talking a lot about things that aren't going to happen, like
hashtag bring back Dreamsy.
Bring him back, please. The return. But as you said, I would like to see Shaco very much. By the way, Yedefind has Kiana in his pool as well. So, we could very well see Kiana. But then they're going to have to compensate with an AP laner somewhere on the map. For example, at Mawodo, Gragas top. Are we going to see the Gragas top and then Jenny's Kiana mid?
May very well be the Gragas top is still super toxic to play against. Just, of course, because of the body slam, makes it a very good pick. But Gnar being picked into it as well makes it harder for him to to play the game that he wants to play. We'll see how they're going to prioritize that pick. Because Gnar, of course, not in their champion pools per se, but it's just such a good pick in the current meta, even though he's getting a slight nerf, I believe. Is that correct?
Gragas?
No, Gnar.
Oh, Nar, sorry. In 11.6, yes.
What was the nerf that he's
His
receiving?
W got nerfed. So the bonus damage went
Oh, yeah.
down with 10 on every level. So on the first level, his W's
0.
bonus damage is 0. Which is still funny. I mean, there's the percentage HP, of course, but it's still funny that it's 0 bonus damage.
Yeah, well, playing ranged top laners is always looked down upon by the community.
Gnar is kind of is like a 50-50.
He is a 50. He's one of the only ranged tanks in the game.
And in my opinion, a very well balanced champion. I mean, at this point, his numbers are a bit too high, but because of the fact that you can't control when you turn into the big Gnar, is very, in my opinion, is a very good way of balancing a champion like that.
Yeah, it's a champion where you have to pay respect to it. Mm-hmm. If you see the Gnar bar is almost full, you need to know, okay, we need to wait. We can't just go in because he can just freely use his ultimate. He's never going to be because he doesn't have it. Just a champion that you need to play around. And of course, when he has his minion R, he's very squishy. Even with tanky items, you can take him down fairly fast.
Yes, and it looks like we are going to launch the draft pick here, as the ban phase 1 is going to start. Are there any bans we expect here? Things like Fiora to be banned out? Shaco, maybe?
I don't think they are going to ban Shaco. We've seen it before. It isn't banned against 7am because people just aren't afraid. They know how to play against it from solo queue, I guess. And it's just not a big team champion. You have other junglers that have more prio, just like the Lilian that is getting banned away from 7am and the Hecarim from Scuttle Squad, which leaves basically Skarner and Udyr still open from the meta.
Yeah, those are... Jarvan's still in there as well, is potentially an okay pick. In my opinion, Sejuani is still a really strong pick, but for some reason nobody seems to like the champ. I don't know why. A lot of course, on the red side, things being banned away that are classic first picks for blue side, and Lilia and Seraphine are 2 of those things that, you know, can be first picked really easily, because Lilia, really strong, Seraphine, not only really strong, but also a flex pick towards mid and both bottom lane positions. So good bans here on the red side. And then Tristana's taken away, which could mean that Scuttle Squad just picks up Kai'Sa as a first pick if it's not going to be banned away. If Scuttle Squad wants the first pick Kai'Sa, what AD carry are we going to see on the side of 7am? You're thinking Senna, maybe? Or...
Not sure if they are going to prioritize the Senna here. Of course, Jhin is still open. I feel like that is a much more prioritized pick. Could even be gone for here because he's just so good right now. So much utility as well for the team. But they are definitely going to want to take a flex either for top, like a Gragas is still a flex pick that you could switch to jungle support, top lane. So it's mid not even bad if they are going to... Yeah, even mid. You can do what you want with the champion. So I believe they are going to look for something like that. And it is the Jinx being picked up, which is throwing me back to Open Tour from last year, where Jinx was picked every single game. And I would have never expected them to first pick a Jinx, because now 7am can basically say, you pick Jinx, yeah, we pick a heavy engage comp, and you're just not gonna have an AD carry this game.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They just go heavy engage, and of course Olaf fits in that one as well, as he can just run into Jinx. Jinx has nothing, you know, to peel for herself, I guess. Scuttle Squad could go into something like a Jarvan, for example, locking the Olaf down, which is basically one of the only ways to stop an Olaf from running into your backline. I'm not sure, however, if Gaboosh... if Gabush is not going to play it, of course, but if jungle on the side of Scuttle Squad, Izoyu has Jarvan in his kit, let's call it that. And aside from that, they're going to really have to find something to deal with the Olaf. 7M maybe needs some enabling for Olaf as well, because I know you're one strong advocate of if you pick Olaf and you can't enable him, he's useless.
Well, not saying he's useless. Definitely in the current meta, he is actually still on his own, fairly strong. But you get so much more value out of the pick if you have champions that can complement him with speed ups, shields, globals. That is where Olaf really shines. Because if he has to run alone and he's not super fed from his strong early game, then he's going to be taken down fairly fast. Because of course he loses his resistances from his ultimate, and if he's focus fired, he's down. So I hope that they are going to pick something like the Karma, like the Shen, like the Galio that is being hovered right now. See, this is exactly what you want to do. It's good follow-up engage for the Olaf. Once he's on Jinx, Galio comes in. I mean, she's gonna buy Gale Force, but how many times can you keep escaping that while a Jin is curtain calling on your face as well? So what I see now is a draft that's going in favor of 7 a.m.
Scuttle Squad did decide to go for the Jarvan as a bit of a lockdown, it's not really a counter, but I mean it's a good way to lock down the Olaf and not have him jump on your backline as easily, or he'll have to flash out. Of course, if you jump onto Olaf and he has flash, then that's the end of the story and he's gonna get into your backline.
Putting him in the baby cage.
Putting him in the baby cage, exactly. Yone is going to be banned away here as it was hovered by Scuttle Squad before. Camille taken away from Sad. Top lane and mid lane still need to be picked on both sides, sorry. Of course, Galio, he is flexible towards mid and support. However, lately we've seen a lot of support Galios because it's going to be ridiculously strong at this point. Gnar and Fiora are the last two bans. Gnar just very strong in 11.5. Fiora and Camille, two strong picks for Sad. And it's looking like they're going to counterpick top lane if they do decide to lock this mid zone.
Yeah, they are looking for more of a pick comp on the side of 7M if they would look that Zoe, but this Ornn I absolutely loved. I was thinking about it as well, because Ornn, of course, with his charge, he can actually break down the Cataclysm from Jarvan and free the Olaf. He can make a little door for him if he needs to get out. So that's a nice little interaction that we could potentially see. And of course, as we said, you see Jinx, you just want to have that engage so he can't basically play the game. Maokai is going to have such a hard time here. They're going to put a Renekton against Ornn, which is favorable for Renekton, but not impossible for Ornn to play. So that will be interesting to see there. And they saw the Zoe hover. Are they going to get baited by 7M into the Zoe? Because, of course, heavy engaged against Zoe, also nice. You don't want to get something that is going to have a rough time there. Azir might not be so bad against the heavy engaged team, but they choose for the Orianna. Has the shields, has some protection, but is still a sitting duck against all that engage from 7 a.m. The only thing that they need now is, of course, a mid laner, if they decide to put Galio in support.
They probably will put Galio in support. Of course, taking Orianna, yes, she's susceptible to heavy engage. Of course, she has the shield. She can sombrero herself, which takes quite a lot of pressure away. But also picking up the Orianna takes it away from 7 a.m., so there's less enablement for the Olaf. And eventually it looks like they are going to pick up the Azir. Yedified is going to pick up the Azir in the mid lane, which is going to be okay against Orianna, of course, with his insane range on the Sand Soldiers. And it's going to scale really well into the late game to counteract, I guess, the scaling from Jinx. Of course, they do have the Jhin, which scales into the late game pretty well as well. Very team fight heavy oriented teams on both sides.
I feel like 7 a.m. did win the draft here, just because 4Elements showed their hand so early. They picked the Jinx, were pretty confident, and they have a comp that has potential. They, of course, have the delivery system with Jarvan, with Renekton, with Alistar. They can all go in. But if you fall behind with that comp, it's gonna be so incredibly hard to get back against a team that has so many options, like 7 a.m. So I wonder how that will go. Of course, Olaf so strong early in the jungle. Jarvan does fairly well with the ganking, but I don't think he will be able to match the clear from Olaf that he has. So we'll see how he is going to pair up against that here in this game.
It's gonna be interesting to see. We have the Elderwood buff on the side of 7 a.m.
Oof.
Elderwood Azir and Elderwood Ornn. So
Where's the
gonna be,
Elderwood? Where are the other Elderwoods?
There are no other Elderwoods. It is the saddest moment.
You only have
ever...
two.
Yeah,
maybe,
there are.
Maybe it's a chosen Elderwood.
Chosen
Ornn?
Elderwood Ornn.
Crazy
Damn.
OP.
That's the one.
Free items all day.
Free items every 4 turns. I don't know how that works in a normal game. Of course, we do have Moo Cow Alistair, so the skin war is won by Scuttle Squad just because of that alone.
Well, they have the Birdo Galio. This is pretty solid as well.
This is true.
Don't write them off yet.
But the Ting Ting.
The Ting Ting. We'll see if he uses it correctly on the right time. That will decide if
timing is very crucial.
He has his purple jammies though, which is always a win in this game. And that being said, we are on the Rift here for this match between 4-Element Scuttle Squad against 7 a.m. Keep in mind, it's not gonna change anything on the standings. But 7 a.m. they really want to get at least one win just to prevent all the memes that are running their way. So this is a must win for them.
Yes, 7 a.m. is really looking to find that win here, as both teams do go for the Great Wall of China defense, or whatever. Someone asked it on Twitter not too long ago what it's called when the teams just do this. And I think there's a couple people that just went out for Wall of China. I think a couple other people went for boring as well.
It's the boring strat.
Both teams. I mean, that's basically what we see 9 games out of 10 lately. Both teams just not really wanting to go for any crazy invades. Unless something like a Lilia is picked up. Olaf could really very well do a late invade as well. But seems like 7M doesn't want to do that. Both junglers starting on opposite sides of the map as well, which is always interesting to see.
Well, when you talk about those starts in the game, I always need to think about Sector 1 strat, their academy team with the Rel, jumping over the wall and picking someone off while they know, yeah, they're gonna do the wall. We know where they're standing and we can pick them off with Rel, which are some nice interactions. So if you know that 90% of the time people are gonna stand in a certain spot, eventually you'll get caught in that spot because they know where you are. So you gotta anticipate as a team on that early strat, because as someone said, game, it doesn't start at 1:30, it starts at 0. Immediately you need to know how your few moments to get ahead, because if you get the cheesy kill early on, you're already set for the game.
Both bottom lanes are, you know, Jhin and Jinx. It's gonna be hard to get get those names right 100% of the time because they're too close to each other, to be honest.
J&J
boys. They are gonna probably just farm up quite a lot. Of course, Alistair and Galio both are very engage-heavy supports, so we could see some crazy things there. And also the follow-up from the AD is really interesting here. As
already an early gank on Ornn.
In the top lane, Sad does use his flash to get out of that. Would have probably gone down otherwise.
I feel like anytime we're talking about Sad, it is a sad moment because he's getting ganked when he's in the spotlight. He is of course playing an Ornn champion for the team. Like, how nice can you be? Going tank Judy and a little headbutt under the turret. Camnet going low here. Will this be first blood?
It is gonna be first blood, and Jinx is gonna be the one picking it up. But meanwhile, Sad is gonna be in the Baron pit, not gonna be able to get out of there at all as he uses flash. Great flash by Space there, juke in the headbutt, and it's gonna be 2 kills early on here for Scuttle Squad. 7am gonna have to really find something to retaliate here as the axe is hit by Gaboosh. They're gonna go hard. Is he gonna? Oh, he needs a flash great job by Mo. He's trying to find that as Space picks up his first kill as well. Good job by 7am returning the kill here.
Yeah, good that they found an answer here, because of course on 2 places on the map it was going in favor of 4 elements, but eventually Bush is able to get something out of it. Meanwhile, Sad in trouble again. Oh, this is so terrible when you are Ornn. You're already in a matchup that is favored for the Renekton. He can rush Blade of the Ruined King as well as first item, which will destroy any hope that Sad has in turning this matchup. And he's getting return gang 2 times in a row, get killed in the pit as well when he's trying to ward, I believe. I don't even know how he got there with the Jarvan. But he's 0-2 now, half the CS of Admawodo. So it's gonna be extremely hard to get some form of control back in that lane.
As we do see 7 going for a bit of engage. Hex flash from Mahonix is gonna be used here to hunt away a Gabush, but they do find the taunt onto him. He has no more flash. He is gonna be going down. Gabush picks up his first of the game.
I gotta say, I love Gabush's name. It's always when he throws an X, Gabush! Just
Exactly.
getting in the kills, getting in damage, picking up a cow. Wasn't able to do a ding ding there.
Admawodo going really aggressive here, and
Oh, no.
another gang.
No.
Jarvan once more. He's gonna wait with a flag and drag this time around. Sad's not gonna be able to do anything. Maoki picking up another one here. Sad tries to find the knock. Is he gonna find
Oh my!
Fellow's breath on the brittle proc? Just not gonna be enough.
That was so
He goes down
close.
again. Where's the tent emote?
Someone give him a permit to be there. I mean, he has parked his car so long. Didn't he get a ticket right now at the top lane? It's impossible. That's like the 4th gank in 6 minutes. I mean, I'm a top laner. I complain about being camped sometimes, but this is just getting ridiculous. Meanwhile, Space in trouble, getting hit by Maurice. Picked up by Maoki. The bot lane is doing the work. 3-0 Jinx going for it, and it is very clear who's going to be the carry this game for 4 elements. It is the first big Jinx.
Yeah, first big Jinx at this point, you know, showing what he can do. 3-0-0, 41 CS. His gold lead at this point has 3k, over 2,000 gold on Jhin. So he's 1k ahead of the Jhin, which is quite a lot, as Jenny now in the mid lane gonna get ganked. It's not gonna be enough, however, due to the flash out of there. He saves his own boot. And look at Jarvan once again hanging around in the top lane.
There is a ward though, it might be spotted, of course. Renekton is level 6 already, set level 5. They could potentially look for the dive as long as he doesn't have the Ornn Horn available yet.
He's not level 6, so it's not gonna be up exactly. First dragon of the game going to 7 AM, however, so that's good on them finding that pickup, as they do need a little bit more than just this dragon. Of course, an invade here, as well as the flag and dragon is gonna hit onto Yeetified. He might be going low. Cataclysm gets dunked on. Caboose is there. Sad is there as well. The knock from Sad is not gonna connect, as the Renekton is gonna join the fray. He finds one, should find the second one.
He's still level 5.
Orianna there, he's still level 5. Renekton is 7. Jarvan is 7. This is ridiculous. He's being put very, very, very far behind.
4 elements, please give them a chance. You don't have anything to win. This is about the memes. Don't do it to them. Don't do it. Think of the children.
And it was once again Jarvan in the top side of the map. Of course, he knows that his Renekton is far ahead. He knows that Ornn is far behind. And at this point, he himself is really strong as well. So the invade is very well possible, and it really works out for them. Sad not having his best game ever. It's pretty sad.
Well,
memes have started.
He can't do much about it. Of course, you can just stand back at your second turret in the lane and not do anything, but it's really hard when you get camped like that. Of course, Jarvan being fed of that, building damage as well, has the whip in his pocket, and of course when the mid laner runs to you, you can just dunk all your damage, because Jarvan, his base damage is so high. You can't get an easy kill there. Meanwhile, bot lane fighting again. Mahonixman is only level 4 though. He roamed a lot. He's gonna fall for sure here. But can
He
they get a
should.
kill on Maoki as well? Because of course that's the target.
And now the Curtain Skull is gonna come through. Olaf gonna go really hard, takes another third shot. Is he gonna survive?
Nope.
He doesn't. I had to sneeze.
He building up suspense and then sneeze break. That's what you want from the play-by-play. Meanwhile, Seth still level 5. Someone give him some XP on this. I can't watch. It's just so horrible. He can just throw his mouse away because moving is not today, my friend.
Moving is not an option for Orn, as he said he's still level 5 and Nawoto on the Renekton level 8 already. He's
last
so
2 minutes.
far
Last 2
behind,
minutes.
and a great shuffle here onto Jenny. Should be able to survive eventually though, as Mahonix is there as well. Ooh, gonna go really low, however. Galio coming in from behind. Is he gonna find somebody? Maybe. Gets headbutted away. Oriana's still low. Soldier's gonna do some damage. Couple more auto attacks. Unified finds him to taunt onto Mahonix once again. Mahonix is level 4, as Chemnat is level 6 already. But now Izoyu is there, and Nawoto is there with the teleport. And Chemnat is gonna go down. Izoyu 4-0 and 4 on this Jarvan. 10 minutes into the game. He's playing really good.
He's just leaving Maoki alone in the lane, giving all the XP, and Mahonix is just roaming and roaming over the map. He doesn't care. I don't need levels. I have my headbutt pulverize combo. That's all I ever want. Meanwhile, there is a dunk on space. Stridebreaker is already finished as well for Iozu, but there is the Orn TP. Can he do something? The burn.
The burn is gonna be enough. Galio is gonna use his ultimate here to jump in, as well as Izoyu keeps on surviving for so long, and now Mahonix with the double man pulverize. It's a good job by him. Healing for his carries. The kill for Jinx. A great shockwave to pull Chemnat back into his team. Maoki picking one up. Jenny picking one up. 5-1-1 on this Jinx as well. Really, really strong already, and for a hyper carry, that's really nice to be in his position at this point.
It was looking good for 7 AM there for a second, but it is just not their luck. Space dying just off the red buff, as they didn't lose their AD carry. Meanwhile, Mahonix just keeps disrespecting Spacer, but he gets binded, the teleport comes in, and that is cow on the menu today, boys. We're eating some burgers, and Mahonix goes down. Meanwhile, at Nawoto finding a bush, but can the Croc beat the Viking?
Oh, it's going to be an interesting fight, and it's a shutdown for Orn. That's going to be huge for him. He's going to be so happy that he was able to pick that one up. He flash queued in there. Another good ult here by Unified. Jenny's going to have to flash away from this once again, and he does go down. Chemnat picking that one up. Now Izoyu going to go greedy on the turret for that kill. Is he going to go down?
He's so
Unified?
fat though.
Doesn't look like he will. Look at that damage.
No.
Flag and drag. Electrocute is going to be enough. Is it going to be well? Yes, it is. Double kill for Jarvan here. He's actually running electric. Oh, wait, what? What was that? It really looked like he ran electrocute. What was that?
Izoyu 7-1 in 6 on the Jarvan, going Stridebreaker, going damage, and just killing Unified there with one combo in the end. And it's so hard to play against that, because at the moment, Scuttle Squad, they have all threats. Everyone is a threat for everyone. You have Nawoto damaging on the Renekton. You have damaged Jarvan in the jungle, and Jenny and me, they're going at it again here on the Dragon. Curtain Skull coming in.
Oh my god, look at this Jarvan. He's less than half HP and just decides to go in. Dunks. And with his team, he's gonna be able to find the damage, more than enough damage. And that's gonna be Drake number 2 of this game, going towards Scuttle Squad this time around. And then we're gonna see, it is an Inferno right now, if we're gonna look at a Ocean or Mountain Soul this game.
Yeah, either way, it's not gonna be a soul that I feel 7 AM will be able to contest right now. They really need to scale. They have the Ornn, of course, giving them an edge in the late game with the Azir. But of course, you're playing a hyper carry Jinx, who is already 6-1 in 2. So Maoki definitely gonna be a huge carry for 4 elements here, making sure that the game is not gonna take that long to finish if it goes this way for the next few minutes. 6k lead for elements, and you can see Nawoto, yeah, he has had some help in the lane, and he's just showing sad that this lane is his. You're half my CS at the moment, but still getting engaged on. Can it do something with Capuche?
The Ornhorn is gonna go down. Flash from Admiral is used. Ult from Renekton as well, as he's then gonna decide to BM the 7 AM duo in the top lane by recalling. Not recalling. Capuche is gonna go back in. Is he unstoppable? Yes, he is. With the ultimate, it's gonna be enough.
Wow.
He flashes on top of Admiral. He's gonna go for the dive as well. That is gonna pick up the assist, and it's gonna be a Bush picking up the kill. Eventually, Renekton does go down, and here is Zoyu. The action is not over yet. Cabinet is gonna go low. Flash dashes out of there. Is Zoyu gonna continue with the dunk? Yes, he is.
No, not
He
the
flash
chicken.
dunks the chicken, finds the kill, and now they're gonna look for a dive here in the top lane. Alistair gonna tank. That one gets knocked up once, get knocked up twice, and it's a 10-1-7 Jarvan here. Yeah, he's gonna be really scary for the rest of this game.
Yeah, it's so hard to play against the Jarvan that is that fat because he has so much base damage, he's building damage, and he can get to any carry because Jhin doesn't really have any solid escapes against the Jarvan. Same goes for the Azir, of course, has the shuffle, but yeah, we've seen it 2 times now. Jarvan just keeps finding him. Need to fight very hard to position himself correctly against that because you don't really expect that kind of damage from a Jarvan usually. They go a more tanky route, but of course, since they are snowballing out of control from the top lane, it's very smart of him to go a more heavy carry damage route on this Jarvan this game. And we're seeing a gold lead of 8k gold in 50 minutes, and that is very, very big.
21 to 10 kills, 34,000 gold to 26,000 gold. 8k lead here in gold at 15 minutes, which is ridiculous, the amount of gold they are at this point. Of course, as you said, it's not completely lost for 7 AM quite yet. They still have all their inner turrets and, of course, all their inhibs. They have the Ornn with his items that he can go onto with into the late game. And, of course, Azir, once he has a couple items, he's going to be doing so much damage from a huge distance that they can still turn this around, but they're going to have to chillax for the upcoming 15 or 20 minutes and make sure that they don't lose too much. It's going to be a question of how much damage control can they actually do.
And they definitely want to try to keep pressuring those side lanes, make sure that the team fights aren't happening now, because I don't think 7am has much chances in a team fight against a team that is so fat at this point. Meanwhile, Herald crushing down those turrets on the mid lane. They need to try to defend, and top lane is fighting hard while mid lane is starting as well.
Sad actually doing really well in the top lane as Olaf gets taken down. Another great cataclysm there, blocking him in, giving Jinx the free damage. Unified finds a shutdown, however, on
Wow.
Wow! That damage from the Q only on Jarvan. Shockwave is going to come in, triple kill for the Jarvan, as Renekton in the top lane as well won the 1v1 against Sad's Ornn. And that's an almost ace for Scuttle Squad. They're just gonna keep snowballing towards victory.
So this is clearly a one fight for 4 elements, but on the positive side, Heatified managed to get a shutdown on Maoki, so they are able to find the hyper carry, but the question is Maoki the main carry in this game? Because we're looking at Zoyu and he's just slapping everyone right, left, and center. So the question is, if you can deal with the Jinx, can you deal with the Jarvan? Who's gonna be on Jarvan duty? Who's gonna be able to threaten this man? Because they have the Sterix as well. He got low, but just jumps out, goes to kill someone else, and yeah, the fight was over. So he's going full tank route now. He's just so far ahead of the curve that you would normally be on with Jarvan.
He's a level ahead of his counterpart, level 11 on Gavroche's Olaf. Of course, that's not the main problem. The main problem is that he has 13 kills and 7 assists. And the fact that they picked Jarvan most likely to stop the Olaf from running in to the Jinx for free. And we saw that in the previous fight. Cataclysm just used onto the Olaf. Jinx was just free hitting, as Olaf didn't have flash to get out of the cage from the Cataclysm there. As a lot of people in the topside jungle of Scuttle Squad now. Wrong side of the map, guys. You need to start defending your base, or it's going to be over quicker than you can say, let's surrender.
And I don't think Jarvan sees his job now as I gotta put Olaf in the cage. He's like, I'm gonna put Olaf in the coffin as well. It's just that strong at the moment. He can kill basically everyone. And Jinx doing the same, so this is also a problem. The draft from 7am, they drafted Engage, a heavy Engage comp. And when you're a little bit behind, that is not really a problem, because you still have that power. But when you are this much behind, what are you gonna do? You don't really have any other win conditions with this draft that you made. You need to engage and win the fight, and if you are not allowed to engage, then it's hard. And there it is again!
This is gonna be a very important fight. Curtain Call coming in really early. The ult from Azir is gonna be used really well, doing so much damage. This looks like a good fight for 7am. Yes, the 2 carries are still alive, but they're winning the fight at this point. The only ones alive are the 2 carries. It's gonna be a 1-for-3. Eventually 7am winning that fight under their turret. They lose the turret, but they get the kills they need to stall this game a bit long.
Definitely one of the more positive scenarios that could have happened there. I would gladly take that trade if I was 7am. And it was a good hold from Jin. He was able to do so much damage space here, coming in clutch. He has some items, he's able to do it, and as long as they can trade like this, it's fine. They still have the scaling, they have the Jin, the Azir, the ornaments that will come through once Sad hits level 14. And if they can stall till then these fights might go in favor for them. Of course, they have some time with the soul as well. It is a mountain soul, it's not the end of the world, even if they would lose it. But this is definitely not over yet.
And Jarvan, aside from building a lot of damage, he's also building a lot of armor at this point. With the Bramble Vest, Chain Vest, he has a stopwatch which is broken, so assuming he used that correctly in the previous fight. However, I think he did go down eventually, so it was just to buy some time for his carries to basically run away. Possibly could be going for a death stance with that Chain Vest here. You know, giving you the damage reduction armor and damage itself, which at this point is a decent pickup.
By the way, I must say I'm a little bit disappointed this game. I haven't seen a single thing from Honix.
This is very true.
Not a single one. Skin Wars won by Chemnet for sure. Meanwhile, Jenny in trouble because there is a big man with a hammer slapping his head. But of course, Iozu, the fat Jarvan King, is here to slap back. And yeah, this is just a replay from the laning phase. It's Set against the world and a Jarvan in his ass. And that's basically what it is this game for him. And now Gabush has got to run. The Viking is getting caught out. But of course, has the Ragnarok. But where is the whole team from 7am?
Yeah,
They are getting picked up one by one.
I was thinking the exact same thing. The team of 7am is just on the other side of the map, which is fine. But then there's a question of course, where did the communication on their side go, as Olaf went really greedy for a pink ward in the pit, which at that point probably wasn't the best thing to go for. Flash taunt there by Chemnat. Is it going to be enough? Probably not. Teleport gonna come in here as well. Ornn, sad, doesn't have his Ornn. Good flash there by Admin Water to get out of that.
The shockwave!
Shockwave is only gonna hit Ornn. So this could be the moment where 7am turn this game around once again. The Curtain Skull is gonna come in,
also going low.
A lot of free damage, but it doesn't do enough damage at all.
Oh, he got hit!
Half HP.
The damage!
Ult, but it's too much damage. Double kill for Jinx, and it looks like Scuttle Squad could potentially end the game here. They have Baroned up minions, they have 5 people into the enemy base, they have their Jinx, and the only ones that are defending is a Jin and an Olaf. They are going to get engaged upon if they get too close. There's a flash by Jin already. Scuttle Squad is really looking to end this game. Gordrink is going to heal the Olaf, but Gabush goes down eventually. They had to try something, of course, and it looks like Mean Kingdom has opened. Welcome to the game, everybody. Scuttle Squad is gonna pick this one up. 7am, alas, not managing to find their win. Ornhorn is gonna come through once again. Double kill eventually for Sad after getting camped really hard in the early game. It's not going to matter, however, as Scuttle Squad does find the win over 7 a.m.
It is a little bit sad because this game, it was in favor of 4 Elements for sure. They were the ones to win it, but it was still possible. It was really fragile, and of course, sad going for the 1v1 play in the top lane, not with the communication in his team. Gabush doing the exact same thing at the end that really cost them, else there was still hope for them to come back. But eventually, it is 4 Elements picking up this win. They only have one game to go against Echo Zulu, and this does mean that, alas, 7am is going to end up 0-7 in this open tour.
Yeah, they're going to have to endure some memes. Probably couldn't come out with some memes of their own.
Yeah, you gotta meme yourself. Like, disarm
walk it off.
What you need to do, meme yourself so they can meme you. Like,
yes, be sure to be first, so it doesn't all matter in the end. Great job though by 4 Element Scuttle Squad. Izoyo really showing up here on this Jarvan in the top lane. Bottom lane was winning by themselves. Good call by him to just continue to gank the top lane to get the Renekton ahead as well. And that made it really, really difficult for 7am. They fought back as strong and as hard as they could, and they had some good moments. But Scuttle Squad really at no moment in this game did they give anything away.
yeah, player of the game, definitely going to Izoyo, camping top, destroying everyone, just showing why Jarvan is still a prio here for him. And you can play Udyr as much as you want. He showed that he can do the same on this pick as well. And that is probably the end for the stream as well. Trill is going to stream the rest of the games today. And let me have a quick look. Next game is going to be at 3. It's going to be Iron Squad Academy against Trill Academy. You do not want to miss that one. And that being said, I want to thank everyone for tuning in, supporting these teams. And yeah, stay solid. See you next time.
Goodbye.